Oh, look at this, Apollo. Mr. Eldoon spelled his name backwards on this side.
I think it says noodle. As in Eldoon's Noodles.
Oh, I get it. So the name of his store's the name the same whether you read it forwards or backwards.
I guess it would be, except for the last S.
How about a store called Team Meat?
Close, but that would be Tame Mate backwards. And what kind of store is that?
It's a store that sells meat. If it's not meat, it's not meat unless it's Team Meat.
I'm sorry, meeting hours for the day are all done.
But we still have 3 minutes.
I'll put in your request, but don't expect anything. The father's taken in the private room with him.
The father? You mean like a priest?
I mean the suspect's father, Mr. Winfred Big Wins Kentucky himself. Not someone I care to meet. Are you? You're the one on your way out. Ah, they're here. Whoa, this guy radiates power. Power with a cute apron? You Wocky's lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm Big Wins Kentucky. Fourth head of the Kentucky family, capiche?
Actually, I came to speak to your son.
Mr. Justice.
Yes?
My son's innocent. He killed no one. If he were found guilty, it wouldn't be good. Capiche?
Yeah, I'm all about capising. Capice loud and clear.
You gotta do more than just understand and make it. You gotta learn from. Even if the lesson comes at the end of your short life.
I don't feel so good. What's the big idea, old man? You can't treat me like a kid no more. Not now. You know, I wanted to go to the clinic. I like it in here.
You must be Wocky.
A G's not a G till there's hard time, Bazoozy.
Oh, fucking hell.
You see, when I get out of here, things will change.
Silence! My apologies, Mr. Justice. He's usually such a nice boy.
Forgive me if I have a hard time believing that. You can't take me under your wing this time, old man. You heard me. I don't need no trial. I did it.
I think that's enough for today, Mr. Justice. Don't let me down tomorrow. So much for talking to our client.
We made such progress today. We even found my...
Will you fucking move on from that?
I had fun at least.
Of course, the biggest mystery of all remains. How am I supposed to build a case for the trial?
Oh, I almost forgot. It's time for my show. Tonight I'm performing at the Wonder Bar. You should come and check it out.
Huh? Mr. Wright's not here today.
He says old foot injury was acting up.
Old injury? He was all smiles yesterday.
Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, Trucy.
Well, fine. We'll be fine. Here comes Justice. I started my voice training at 5 this morning.
Oh, do some now. I want to see. Here.
Okay. My name is Apollo Justice, and I'm fine.
That sounds more like a self-mantra than voice training.
I'm fine, you know what I'm saying? Oh, him again. Good morning. Yo, sup? Hit me with the guilty verdict, G, see if I care. You just hang loose and let things go with the flow, you know what I'm saying? Not really. Okay, don't be running your mouth like that in here. See, that's the difference between me and you, old man. I ain't afraid no cops. Real G's can keep it real and they spend some hard time in the pen. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Sounds like they've both been voice training too, Apollo.
My worst fears realised. The trial's starting and I still ain't got a real talk with my client. Court is now in session for the trial of Waki Kitaki. Defence is ready, Your Honour. Ready to rock and roll, her judge.
It's him, the guy from yesterday. He's a prosecutor?
It's Mr. Gavin's brother. Long time no see, Prosecutor Gavin. Were you taking a leave of absence?
You know that little band I started in my free time? Thing is, we got real popular. Hard to say nine to your fans when 3 of your singles go platinum, yeah?
I see. To be honest, I was a little concerned. I feared you might still be distraught over that one trial.
Not to worry, her judge. I wouldn't miss this day in court for the world. It's worth even more than the VIP passes to one of my concerts, yeah? How could I pass up the chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my brother? It was worth cancelling a show or two.
Understood. You may give your opening statements to the court.
Before that, I was thinking, is the air in the courtroom not a bit serious?
It is a court of law.
That's no way to get the crowd jumping, her judge.
They're not supposed to jump. This is a courtroom.
Achtung, baby. Today we play my way.
What's that noise?
Sometimes you have to get up in order to get down to be prosecuting.
This is crazy.
The victim, Paul Merkatz, director of Nakatis Clinic. The scene, People Park. He was found pulling the noodle stand.
What in the world was a doctor doing pulling a noodle stand?
I believe you've only found it out by asking the defendant right here, right now. Because it's an undeniable truth he shot the victim.
What do you mean undeniable?
If you declare to anyone, her justice declared the punk in the defendant's chair. His crime was witnessed quite clearly, you see.
Very well. Please admit this witness to the court.
Nine, not yet. First, there's a little matter to be cleansed up.
Can you talk without the accompaniment?
I swore I could see the guitar for a second.
What is it, Prosecutor Gavin?
The motive, her judge. Why did little punk do it? Why did he kill the director of the Mercatis Clinic?
Not so fast. The defendant doesn't have to explain that.
Oh, but what the defendant specifically requested to do so, as he did this morning. I want to give a shout out to all my homies, I believe he said.
What? What is right?
They always say that on stage if you hit the crowd with speed and ferocity. Sounds like he got you good, huh, Polly?
Well, this is hardly unusual, but the court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive in the crime. So you son are defendant Waki, are you?
I ain't your son, old man.
You step up to a Kitaki, you best be prepared to step strong.
You'll step to a public official, you best be prepared to step into jail. You gotta hand it to him, Rocky sure has guts.
It's not his guts I'm worried about. Well then, the court will now hear the testimony on the defendant's motive. From the defendant himself. I'll tell you one thing, the doctor's a quacker. Someone had to show him what's what. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my ops, something bad. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later, bye. So I got to go in, get another doctor to patch me up again. That was the day I done figured it out. No OG's gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his pad that night. Know what I'm saying? You see, you're one of the victim's patients. A lot of stuff goes down when you're keeping it real on the street, true that. I'll tell you one thing, that doc was whack. Very well. The defence may begin the cross-examination. I can't believe this is my first time hearing about all this. First of all, the word you're looking for is quack. And isn't it a little harsh? He's your family doctor. Who asked you, pointy locks? Who do you think you are? You're a lawyer? Look, I ain't trying to hear that. He was a cracker, plain and simple. By someone you mean? Was there anyone else who was scored to settle with the doctor besides you, I mean? You better ask someone else, Holmes. What do I care? I made up my own mind what had to be done, straight gangster style. Why are you so mad at this doctor? Sit back and listen when I drop it, J-Man. So you were a patient at the Meerkatis Clinic half a year ago. For what reason? Had what you might call a mark of honour.
Can you explain precisely what was wrong?
We had a little run-in with the rival's family. That's when I pulled a jack move. And ran into an ambush. G bust a cat right in me.
According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting, and ran in 15 minutes before the appointed time by yourself.
Hey, I was more than a match for them guys. So you were carried to the Meerkatis Clinic from there?
Apparently he was shot in the heart.
Shot in the heart? He's still alive?
I can catch bullets between my teeth, but I never learned how to catch them with my heart.
Bullet stopped just short of me thumper, you know what I'm saying? It would have been golden if it weren't for that whack doc. Couldn't even take out a stupid bullet.
So as you say, the surgery was a failure?
That ain't all of it, Holmes. What do you mean he just let you go without a word? What you think it means? It's whack, is what it is. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds bad.
It sounds as though the doctor wanted to hide his mistake. That's why he let the defendant go.
He's a liar, straight up. Better G than me. Oh, excuse me. So this bullet is still... You know it, I can still feel it. Right there in my chest, pressing up against my heart.
Your words are like a bullet shot straight into my heart, or something like that effect. Incidentally, that's one of my hit singles.
Well, that sounds like a straightforward case of malpractice. Word, J-Man, ain't no accident, that's for shizzle. It seems like there were issues with this doctor. Putting him down was like doing the world a favour. Wacky, please consult your lawyer before saying things like that. Chin up, Apollo. Back straight. But why this mistake only come to light that day?
It was found during the family health checkup.
The family checkup? It was the wackest thing of all. All us Jews lying up taking eye exams and all that. Better die young than fade away, bizoy.
A relief to hear.
Huh? What's a relief?
Oh, did your father not tell you? The bullet you carry so close to your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you.
What?
Yeah, the Dr. McCarthy had knowledge concerning your distinct time bombing you. Knowledge that could have saved your life.
No way, that's whack.
There's proof. Your checkup reports. Ironic you killed the one man capable of helping you. You're almost as careless as he was. Ha 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 ha. Well, now the place is open. Let's get the gig started.
Started?
Well, enough of a rumor back here. Time to hear from the witness.
Why get so quiet all of a sudden? I'm a little uneasy myself. Is this Gavin's strategy? Who the fuck are you? Oh, you're the witness. Right.
So, can you tell us your name and occupation?
My name is Weasley Stickler. By occupation, I did. Oh, for fuck's sake, not another one of these. Right. My name is Weasley Stickler. By occupation, I take it you refer to some labour that profits society at large and supports a livelihood, and which the definition I must confess to being unemployed. However, we must acknowledge the meaning of identity, which is commonly attached to the notion of occupation. And once we've accepted this reality, we feel that our confusion is not gestalt per se, but derives instead from vagueness inherent in all representations of thought. By which he means to say he's a student. A junior at Ivy University, if I'm not mistaken. If he's a student, why is he dressed for graduation?
Yes, in the Department of Science and Engineering. Filled with curiosity for all things, I spend my days in pursuit of truth, honing my... Stickler, please direct your curiosity to the case at hand today.
Very well, Mr. Stickler. Please testify to the court about what you saw the night of the crime.
You asked quite simplistically what I saw. Oh, for fuck's sake.
I do not find that stuff funny. I really don't.
You asked quite simplistically what I saw, however, we must understand that Homo sapiens possess two eyes, each of which is designed to receive and interpret data, sending images in the form of signals to the blah 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 blah. At night I passed through the park on the way home from shopping, then I saw him. One man pulling a stand, the other facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol, pointed at the man pulling the stand. A shot? The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead.
Was there anyone else in the park at that time?
I can say with 100% accuracy, there was not. The pistol our witness refers to is this.
The court accepts this into evidence.
2 rounds were fired, fingerprints were wiped.
Very well, Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness.
Yes, Your Honour. Trucy, why are you staring like that at the witness? That man. I can't help but feel I've seen him somewhere before. On the way home from shopping, you say? Why go through the park? A fascinating inquiry. Remember me the culpable of being sufficiently verbose? Let's consider the time saved by passing through the park on the way home from the store. In that time, I'm capable of solving 2 GMAT math sets. On average, it would... Oh, for fuck's sake. Get on with it. That's enough. I get the idea.
Mr. Justice, the Hope Court's finished its cross-examination sometime this month.
Please, I have a recording book that is a trial. I've got a show to perform. Gee, sorry you're all so busy. Were these men talking by any chance? Now you mention it, they were, though I cannot think... Now you mention it, they were, though I cannot claim I heard them clearly. Only fragments, such as you lied to me. Oh, and I'm going to give you a taste of your own medicine, pal. Ha 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 ha. It's just how our defendant claims. I believe he wished to teach the victim what it felt like to take a bullet to the heart.
If that's true, this is a vital piece of testimony.
Sounds like you heard him clearly enough to me. Might I be allowed to amend my testimony? What now? To be precise, he didn't say pal, but man. Yeah, that's the way of it. I swear it on my diploma. What's the difference? On this other man, who was he? How can you be so sure it was a defendant? The crime took place at night. It would have been too dark. Perhaps I was amiss in not mentioning this earlier. Huh? You see, in class, I always sit at the very backmost seat. Do you know why? Who cares? Because I do not wish anyone to copy my perfect notes.
And this relates to your testimony, how?
I mention this to illustrate my predisposition to that which is perfect. It was dark, you say, yet there are lights in the park. If I say the defendant was in the park that night, he was in the park that night. It's a hard, immutable fact. He sure is confident. He seems to be telling the truth too. It's handy to have a pistol. Are you sure this pistol you saw is the same pistol the one submitted as evidence? Am I sure? Surely you jest. Or so a common witness would be tempted to say. Huh? I am no common witness. I see not only events as they are, but logical stuff regarding the events. First, we must consider the fact that it was night in the park, which is, oh, for fuck's sake. I think you mean to say he couldn't see it clearly.
My badge for a normal witness.
The fact the pistol was fired before my eyes is indisputable. I can still see it when I close my eyes. The defendant raised the weapon.
Are you absolutely certain one shot was fired?
Yes, of course it was one shot. Why do you ask?
A contradiction, finally. Mr. Stickler, according to the court record, the pistol was fired twice.
Objection!
A clear contradiction.
Good eye, Sir Justice. You're cool, real cool.
You really think so?
Yet there's no reason why the other shot would have to have been fired that night.
Meaning?
This pistol came from the Kentucky family mansion, yeah? I think it's not unreasonable to assume the pistol had been fired once before that night. During perhaps another altercation.
Oh, he's got a point. Judging from his smug expression, I'd say Prosecutor Gavin had an answer ready before he even spotted the problem. He seems pretty confident in his testimony. We always make the biggest mistakes when we're our most confident. He got a weak point somewhere, Apollo. Find it. Right. Better give the testimony another listen. Well, the right temple's not the forehead, right?
Objection!
If that's all of it, I think we have a chance.
Is that your relaxing I see, Her Justice?
Objection! Once is quite enough, Mr. Justice.
Apollo, pace yourself. It's not over yet.
Right, look at this. The autopsy report? Is there a problem with the autopsy report? Right, a problem. Yes, the problem is the location of the entry wound. The location? You justified the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not?
I have already determined your angle of inquiry. Allow me to explain. It's quite simple, really. Understand when I say square, I speak not of geometrical absolute. For example,
krypton particles, what the you're talking bollocks! Mr. Justice? Yeah? What's your objection to these, krypton particle things?
this is the big time. You're obsessed with something so small, you'll disappoint me.
No, I'm obsessed with something big. I mean, there's a bigger, less nitpicky problem here. Do tell. Just look at the autopsy report. The location of the entry wound was the right temple.
The temple?
Mr. Stickler, you said quite clearly the victim was shot square in the forehead. That is a contradiction, isn't it? It is right.
Objection!
Her Justice. Oh, Her Justice.
Yes?
Your tactics are outdated, trying to save the witness by objecting to trifles. So you haven't forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago? Phoenix Wright, was it?
Look, I know the room was in the wrong place according to this testimony.
Hey, her forehead.
Her forehead.
Imagine you're walking through the park. You'll see two men face each other, one with a pistol trailing the other. What would you do, her forehead?
Well, I guess I'd try to stop them. I'd probably shout, stop.
Would you, Fräulein?
Me? Well, I'd probably scream.
And you, Herr Stickler? What did you shout, Evander?
If the victim turned his head at the last moment.
Ah, yes, thank you for jogging my memory.
It sounds like an addendum to the testimonies required.
As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Cease this at once, you two, I cried, with composure. The victim turned directly to my voice, and a shot rang out. Whereupon our cowardly killer defendant appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
She attempted to stop the crime.
Indeed, with composure. Maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shouted like that.
That doesn't really matter now, unfortunately.
Let's consider the new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram if you would. The witness, Mr. Stickler, was it, stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop please," or something of that nature. On the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. If the killer would have fired this at that moment, as we can see, the bullet would have struck the right temple and in the report.
That does seem to be the case.
Fitness for power was junior at Ivy University's Department of Science.
Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin cross-examining the witness. You saw a raised pistol. Weren't you frightened?
It can be said we students at Ivy University know no fear. The moment I saw the pistol, my inner sense of justice compelled me to take action.
It was certainly brave of you. You might have gotten shot.
Huh? You're certainly very lucky. If I were in the killer's shoes, I certainly wouldn't have left the witness behind. He actually looks like he had no idea he was in danger. Regardless, I attempted to halt the bloodshed.
Hold it!
Are you sure both men were able to hear your voice?
They were, of course. My high exquisite voice echoed through the park.
And the victim responded to the clarion call?
Quite.
Hold it!
Did you hear the gunshot at the same time the victim turned?
Indeed, I would say about the same time, to be precise.
And the victim didn't ask for your help?
It can be said he didn't have time to ask. He didn't even have time to take a single step.
I'm totally sure the killer fired because Mr. Stickler startled him. Don't say that too loud, Tracy, please. Can you describe the killer's actions more clearly?
He seemed quite surprised, especially considering that it was he who did the deed. As you can see, human psychology is a tangled web indeed. He simply couldn't believe what he'd done. He's shocked, he panicked, a common tale but true. Unfortunately, before I could take further action, tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
Hold it!
You didn't try and apprehend the criminal?
It's all happened so fast, I'm afraid I hadn't the time. Does something about that strike you as odd, Apollo?
What?
The killer was in a hurry, right? He fired the pistol and tossed it right away?
Yeah.
According to the testimony, that's what happened, yes. In that case, I expect to find something we couldn't find.
Something? Find what?
I like that contradiction. Kinda sad to see it go.
Not as bad as I feel. What do we do now?
At least the testimony is getting a little clearer.
She's right. Maybe I can find someone else in this new testimony. If he dropped it immediately, he'd still have fingerprints on.
Objection!
Wait a second.
Another misleading request. Yet you're so beholden to your own mode of discourse, you can't see how it affects you.
Come again.
Wait a second, you say? A second? I intend to wait just that, a single second, 1/16th of a minute. That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now, had you asked for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes, 35...
Mr. Justice!
Yes, Your Honour?
Am I to understand you're objecting to the length of a second?
Yes, I mean, no. Here, just look at the pistol.
It doesn't have a single fingerprint on it.
A common ploy made a little more common, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints.
Wait, but you said the killer tossed the gun and ran.
That's right. He didn't have time to wipe the gun for prints. Ah, little girl sticking into a university student. There's a song in there. I'm not little. Ha 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 ha. Let's think like adults, shall we, Fräulein? Huh? What if the killer's defendant was wearing gloves? Gotta admit, I didn't think of that, Apollo.
Well, Mr. Justice,
Could the killer have been wearing gloves? The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means some trace of prints remained, which contradicts your testimony. If everything had happened as you say, they wouldn't have had time to wipe the pistol. That may be, but it does not change what I saw. The killer, the defendant, he threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled. As the pistol was found at the scene of the crime, someone suggested this was the weapon he disposed of. Sounds solid to me. Veil her forehead. Do you have any precious objections? What gives, Apollo? Let's see how that voice training go to work. You know, I've only recently realised something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. What do you mean, nothing to say? Isn't it obvious from what the witness just said? Isn't what obvious? He restated he saw just now. He said he saw Wookie drop a murderous weapon. That's not the same as being 100% sure of what Wookie threw away.
right.
He's just confused because of the pistol he saw at the scene. Poor Mrs. Stickler, he must be so hard to be perfect and yet so wrong. Well, it can be said that I'm quite offended. Well, it is indeed true that once in my youth I read a love letter. Oh my god.
What we can say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something. Does the defense have anything to say about this?
If what he threw wasn't a pistol, it had to be something else. At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking. I wipe that smile off your pretty face, Gavin.
Perhaps you can inform the court as the nature of this something else? What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene?
Take that!
Is that a sword? I saw one of those in a late night movie last night.
Oh great, a sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime with the defendant's prints on it.
His prints?
This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, what the defendant threw down weren't a pistol, and two, the defendant wasn't wearing gloves.
Indeed.
Oh, her forehead? You're forgetting two other things you've just proven. Huh? One, the man with the witness saw was a defendant, Mr. Voki Kitai. And two, the defendant was holding a knife which was intended to bring harm as a victim.
Oh. Indeed.
Never underestimate a Gavin's lesson here.
This court is of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred. With less assuming, please.
It's always the same with you people. Mark left the house on foot and 5 minutes later his brother left after him. How long will it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming. Yes, that's what I said. Assuming. As if it were a probable situation at all. Yet here you are assuming my assumption is no better.
What this court assumes is the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired.
I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Why didn't you chase the killer? He was, as you say, a killer. Of course I could have run him down, yet what would you done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than an aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that. Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? Or we do not need to also know if there was no one else there? It seems clear we have our killer, does it not?
Does it not, Mr. Justice?
I better find a way to take this testimony down quick. Which way did the killer run? By that time, it was clear the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran the opposite direction. That means he ran the opposite direction of the Kitaki mansion. Tom, don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was look back once he was out of sight. How do you know it's where I was going?
You were certainly composed for someone who just witnessed a killing.
If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood. Nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one's flask upon the lab room floor. Ah, cool answer, very cool. So nothing strange about how he acted. Seriously, I should have something to say.
Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance?
It can be said I've dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed in this single shot to the head tends to result in death. Ergo, no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, a perfect syllogism. Proof in 3 parts. Exquisite. Simply exquisite.
He actually looks like he's going to cry.
Hold it!
He tells in detail about those 10 minutes.
I was in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction.
Is that all?
No one came, nothing happened at all. I saw it all, is to say, I saw nothing.
It was late at night. It's not odd to think there'd be a few people around this park. So he just stood there watching. Not much to go on there. Trudy, if you've got something to say, by all means say it. I can't find a single problem with that testimony.
Had enough at last, her forehead?
Maybe it's time to back off a bit. The defence still has some questions to demand answers, Your Honour. Your opinion, Prosecutor Gavin?
Let him play attorney till he's satisfied, I say. It'll amuse myself by composing my next smash hit in my head.
Very well, you may continue the cross-examination.
Hold it!
Maybe there isn't anything left to unravel in this testimony after all.
Some of us are glamorous careers who'd like to get back to this man with her forehead.
They don't have enough to put Rocky away yet. Should I back off for now? Ugh. There's nothing fishy about the testimony at all. It appears there's no objections to the witness' current testimony.
The only number of face explains the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves which wiped the previous user's prints off. As the deed was done, this fell out of the pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion.
No. It seems it comes to the end of the line here. No, this can't be all.
How unfortunate. It seems you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. There you her forehead.
I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare a verdict for the defendant, Waki Kiati. Whoa! What the fuck? Trucy?
Nobody move.
What's the meaning of this? Who are you?
There'll be no verdict in this court, not yet.
Wait, are you one of the Kitakis? The Kitakis? You mean the notorious gangsters?
If you don't want to see me and the pretty little girl a new smile, do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes.
What? This court will not bow to pressure from the likes of...
Judge. I see little point in further aggravating this gentleman. Recess for 20 minutes, or I promise you you'll regret it.
Wait! How did he disappear so fast?
Come to the defendant lobby, Apollo!
I suppose I have no choice but to return for a 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man!